Foundation is here in Chapter 4, Season 4 to save the Fortnite Island, because for the first time in the history of Fortnite, the 0 point which has been protecting Fortnite Island for thousands of years is extremely weak. It was hidden inside of a bunker by the Reality Warriors, but because of the lost reality creating this giant earthquake, 0 point is yet again exposed. How did the 0 point end up like this? To understand this, we have to go all the way back in Chapter 1. I'm giving away 10 battle pass next season. If you want to win, like this video, subscribe, and comment down below your epic ID name. If you want to help me out, please use code SMJM. Chapter 1, Season 4. This was the very first time we saw the rifts in Fortnite, which is actually a creation of the 0 point. After the giant meteor crash in a dusty divot, we discovered this mysterious pod inside of the rock. And after a few weeks, the mysterious pod was open. It looks like someone was inside of that pod and they have now escaped. This mysterious person set up a base near Snobby Shores, and that base had a giant rocket. The end of Season 4, we got our very first live event. Rocket flew from one rift to another and then created a giant rift above the Fortnite Island. At the time, we didn't know, but now we know this was actually the Visitor, and he used that rocket to go to the 7's main headquarters, which is on a moon. During this live event, we saw rifts for the very first time. Since then, we have seen rifts countless times in different forms. Rift is a creation of the 0 point. That's why the rift to go has a 0 point fragments inside of it. These rifts not only allows us to teleport from one spot to the another around the Fortnite map, but if you create a rift big enough, you can also teleport from one reality to another. Because of that rift created by that rocket was so big, Chapter 1 Season 5, which is called The Worlds Collide, we see people and objects from other dimensions come to Fortnite Island, and objects from Fortnite Island go to other dimensions. Like this Durburger head showed up somewhere in the USA. A bunch of these llamas showed up all over the world. Chapter 1 Season 6, the 0 point saves us from the lost reality. Kevin the Cube was going around the Fortnite map corrupting everything. 0 point retaliates during this live event. You can see the lost reality trying to repair Kevin the Cube. The 0 point makes Kevin the Cube spin around, turns Kevin the Cube blue, then it explodes. Protect us, the 0 point rifts us all in this place called the In-Between. In-Between is the 0 point's world. You can see everything being connected to the 0 point. These are all connected to different realities. When the Fortnite map was safe, we see this butterfly appear, and we all rifted back to Fortnite Island. We see the 0 point for the very first time in person in Chapter 1 Season 8. During the unvaulting event, we went to the In-Between to vote between 4 different Fortnite weapons and items. At this location, we also see the 0 point for the very first time. This is the purest form of the 0 point. You can see there is no single crack on it. It only starts to crack when it starts to destabilize. Also see the Singularity's helmet on this desk. There is a reason for this. During the same event, the volcano erupts, and one of the volcano rocks goes all the way to Polar Peak. It hits a Polar Peak, exposes a hidden monster. Monster escapes the Polar Peak and is spotted swimming around the Fortnite Island. During Season 9 live event, the monster attacks the Fortnite Island. Singularity, with the help of Paradigm, has created a robot. Robot and the monster battle each other. Monster destroys the robot. The Singularity, who's actually the pilot of the robot, and also she knows the power of the 0 point because we saw her helmet on the desk front of the 0 point. Robot grabs the 0 point, uses its power, defeats the monster, but unfortunately because of this, the 0 point has now been destabilized. Because of the destabilization, it explodes. Chapter 1 Season 10 is a complete mess. We get bunch of realities get mixed up. We get giant robots like the Brute. The 0 point is completely exposed. and has created a no-gravity zone. Tilted Towers is now Tilted Town. You cannot build inside of it. We have a giant meteoroid from Season 4 hovering over the Fortnite map. And this was our first glimpse of what happens when the 0 point destabilizes. Season 10, we find out that the 0 point creates a loop. A loop happens every 22 minutes. The storm fully closes in. Then it all goes back to normal until another 22 minutes when the loop happens yet again. Loop only takes place inside of this bubble. If you're inside of this loop, lose your memory and you cannot talk as well. This loop was created by the secret government. To break this loop, the 7 tries to destroy the 0 point by crashing the meteoroid right into the 0 point, but it backfires. Instead of destroying the 0 point, we get a giant black hole. Now, this black hole was not an accident. Black hole was actually created by the 0 point because the 0 point has realized that the Season 10 map is a complete mess and it wants to start fresh, and we get a Chapter 2. Chapter 2, Season 2, we get Ghost versus Shadows. We find out the government controlling the 0 point to create the loop is Imagine Order, and Angry Midas wants to defeat the IO and wants to stop the loop. Creates the Doomsday device using the power of the 0 point. His theory was if he stops the storm closing in, loop cannot restart. This doesn't work because the Imagine Order replaces the storm with a giant tsunami. Chapter 2, Season 4, we find out from Thor that Galactus is on his way to Fortnite Island because when 0 point imploded during the black hole event, Galactus, who feeds on energy of planets, senses the 0 point to have more energy than thousands of planets. He wants to eat it. During the Chapter 1 Season 4 live event, Galactus rips the 0 point out from the Authority, but with the help of the Avengers, we defeat Galactus, rifting him back. But yet again, the 0 point is exposed. Chapter 2 Season 5 was going to be one of the biggest season when it comes to the 0 point. Season was named the 0 point. Since the 0 point was exposed, people were using the 0 point to escape the loop. The Imagine Order told Agent Jones to stop them. That's why Agent Jones goes through different realities to hire hunters guard the 0 point. Also, this season we find out that every time someone goes through the 0 point, a duplicate of them is created in the loop. That's why we have so many different versions of Agent Jones because of his job requiring him to go through the 0 point a lot. There has been so many different Jonesies. Because in Season 5 the 0 point was used a lot, it destabilizes yet again and is about to explode. This is when Agent Jones summons the Foundation. He tells him to fix the 0 point. Foundation seals himself inside of the spire to save the 0 point. The 0 point is safe for now until yet a giant UFO show up on the map. It hovers over the spire and destroys it, but the 0 point is not in there. The Imagine Order has hidden the 0 point. Dr. Slow makes the aliens believe that the 0 point is hidden inside of the Imagine Order's headquarters. In fact, she hid a bunch of bombs inside the rooms. Mothership is destroyed and we get a bunch of cubes land on the Fortnite map. This season we find out about the Lost Reality and the Cube Queen. To save the map, the Foundation and the 7 flips it. Chapter 3 we find out that the 0 point is hidden in between the Chapter 3 and Chapter 2 map, also known as the bridge. First time we see the 0 point in Chapter 3 was during the collision event. We end up inside of the Imagine Order's bunker. After we defeat the Imagine Order, 0 point focuses on Geno. The Foundation and Jonesies goes after Geno to defeat him. In Chapter 3 Season 3, we find the 0 point yet again exposed, but this time underwater. During that season we find out the reality tree has been using the 0 point's power to spread its roots around the Fortnite map. In Chapter 3 Season 4 we find out that Herald was the one controlling everything. We see Paradigm escape to her world using the 0 point. Herald turns everything into chrome and she destroys the Fortnite map. Everything is destroyed except for the 0 point. 0 point has manages to survive. 0 point brings different parts of the map from different realities to build revealed the Chapter 4 map. In Chapter 4, the 0 point has been hidden by the secret organization called the Reality Warriors. It is hidden inside of this bunker because of this giant earthquake created possibly by the Lost Reality's Warrior Serenade using these monoliths, because the one thing that the Lost Reality wants is the 0 point. 0 point is at this location. It is covered by this metallic shell. Optimus Prime has now revealed that 0 point that used to protect our island is now very weak. Our enemies know this. They are on their way. Since now the 0 point cannot protect itself, it is going to need help. I know that the Foundation, Midas, and Agent Jones is out there. I believe in Chapter 4, Season 4, we are going to see the Lost Reality arrive in Fortnite. This is when the Foundation, Midas, and Agent Jones will have to be here to protect the 0 point. Because if the 0 points get destroyed, that means it will be the end of all realities, meaning there will be no Fortnite anymore. So we must protect the 0 point.